Hey everyone, welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for the weekend of October 18th through the 20th of 2019. All right, so this weekend, quite a bit going on astrologically. Still a bit of a subtle energy though. We still have the moon in grounded Taurus, both Friday and Saturday. So themes still around maybe cultivating our resources. Both our inner and outer resources can be great with this. But as we get into the later part of Saturday and into Sunday, the moon shifts into practical Gemini. So maybe themes around learning, using our practical minds, and communication. So as we do get into Saturday and into Sunday, we do have Mercury sextiling Pluto, so our minds can actually be quite deep, and it can favor things like research or psychology or deep diving with matters. And Venus starts to sextile up to Saturn, so maybe feeling quite grounded in our relationships, maybe valuing some discipline, and maybe just feeling a bit of good earth energy with our values. And this is actually quite strong because Venus is going to be shifting into Libra around this time, Saturday, Sunday. So there's definitely an easier energy, I think, to work with collectively involving those values and relationships. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this weekend. We're going to look at this for Friday with the moon still in Taurus, and then slowly shifting into Gemini on Saturday, and then the moon well placed in Gemini on Sunday. All right, so starting first with Friday, grounded Taurus, great time as it was on Thursday and a little bit back on Wednesday for creating some stability in our life in the sense of taking things slowly and steadily, and also cultivating our inner resources, cultivating things like our self-reliance, inner strength, inner discipline, this slow, steady, grounded energy, really good to cultivate on Friday in particular, but also into Saturday as well. And what's also great with the moon in Taurus is connecting to the resources of life. So being grateful for what we have on a material level and cultivating those things can be fantastic. So no major aspects on Friday, but as we get into Saturday, we do have Mercury sextiling up to Pluto. So Saturday and Sunday in particular, really good for a deep mind. It's not a very strong aspect, it's a sextile, but there is this opening where we can perhaps channel a deeper mind or deeper communication into things. Maybe feeling a bit empowered with what we're thinking or communicating. Maybe good for things like research to uncover hidden things. And just having a bit of this sort of intense kind of energy available that we can channel in whichever ways we do choose to. But the sextiles are very much about choice, and we can choose or choose not to work with that energy. And that is definitely the theme on Saturday anyways, with the moon shifting into practical Gemini, which does center around things like learning and communication. So Saturday into Sunday, definitely great for that practical energy, inquisition, curiosity, treating life as a place to learn. This type of stuff is fantastic. And so once we do get into Sunday, Venus sextiles Saturn, again, just an opening here, but in this case, maybe feeling quite grounded in our relationships or how we're connecting with others, maybe involving those resources, maybe just feeling a bit grounded with our values. So again, we can channel this, and I think anything that does require discipline or responsibility or patience when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to our enjoyments of life, I think can be a great way of working with Sunday. And again, very practical time with the moon in Gemini, great for learning and communication as well. And Venus is going to be shifting out of debilitation in Virgo this weekend, where it has not been the most comfortable place for her. Again, she does rule things like relationships and our values, which has been more on the improvement side of things and maybe fixing things or solving problems and stuff on that level. But this weekend, there is that shift, and I think we'll definitely notice it by Saturday, Sunday, where she goes into a much more favorable location of Libra, where she's in dignity here. She rules Libra. So when it does come to those, again, values and relationships, in this case, maybe enjoying a bit of balance, reciprocity, mutuality, harmony in those interpersonal connections. And so this can be very enjoyable, and again, easing up some of that energy from that stronger Earth Virgo energy. But we still do have a lot of Earth energy at the moment, again, especially on Friday with the moon in Taurus, but the larger context is still that around improvement with the Sun and Mars here, right? And this whole lunar cycle. How can we implement this detail orientation, fix things, solve things, find solutions, do the work, strive towards refinement is a great way of working with the larger cycle. And exactly a week ago, we did have that full moon. So we are entering into the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle, which means if there was anything that shifted last weekend, it is a great weekend now to challenge ourselves with. If there's anything that you feel like might be a challenge that you want to incorporate, that again, maybe involves a bit of this Earth energy or maybe some of this practical energy of Gemini, could be a really good way of working with this weekend. Really good weekend for integration. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell, everyone. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. If you haven't yet seen that interview with my partner, Joanna, there is that link down in the comment section. If you're into psychology, I think you'll find her channel to be super valuable. So do check that out if you haven't yet. And wish you all a fantastic weekend. See you all on Monday for the daily forecast. Take care.